Joel's kindly going to run
this
us around the pre-delivery. How long have we been waiting for this one, Joel?
Nearly a year, I'd say. Yeah, close to it. Yeah. Things aren't in a hurry at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll hopefully it's worth the wait.
All right, let's have a look.
All right. So these new MY21 models, they've got a darker plastic. So they're a little bit darker than the old MY20 design, or MY18 design, I should say. Seat covers, floor mats, tinted windows. You've got all your safety gears here, and that camera at the front up here. So that gives you your lane departure, active cruise control, all the safety gear that comes with the truck as per standard now. 6-year, 250,000k warranty. So yeah, pretty big warranty for a small truck. Your custom built body from Pacific Bodyworks. Yep, a flash bit of gear that is.
Yeah, we've had a good look around.
Yeah, Steve has done a fantastic job over there on that. It's quite a bit of kit and looks good on the back of this. On this cab. You've got all your digital stations. So everything that you've got digital that you can think of in this area that it can pick up, it's on there already preloaded. So again, if you want to get out of digital, go to home, go to your normal radio, and then you can preload your Triple M's and your Today FMs, your 101.7s, all that sort of gear. I'm not sure if this has got Navi. No Navi at the moment, but if you ever did need Navi, we can just put a card in it to get it done. If you needed, the boys need to put some satellite navigation on it. As I said, all touch screen, everything there. You can go through your book that I hand you inside for any applications that you might need on that.
Pretty similar. We've got a MY18.
Yep.
So it's just, I think it's pretty similar to that.
It's just a newer version of the same type of radio. Very similar. Very, very similar. All right, we'll start with your safeties and all your buttons. So top right button over there is your dome light. So at night, always need to fill out a bit of paperwork. It lights it up like daylight in here. So yeah, that goes on like a big fluoro. That's obviously a warning light, I think, for maybe a door opening warning light that the Pacific Bodyworks has chucked on. So if that lights up, I'm pretty sure it's either a door's opened or something shouldn't be happening the way it is. Down lower, I think there's another switch that the Pacific Bodyworks have chucked on for your beacon lights. All right, so next to that, there's 2 safety switches. Again, they're explained in the handbook that I hand you. That'll give you all the indications of what you can turn off and what you can fit and do all that sort of stuff inside.
Oh, that's lane departure.
Lane departure. If you wanted to turn off the buzzer or the beeping and all that sort of stuff, So, but a lot of insurance companies love to see that in the trucks because obviously it's good for insurance premiums. This little bit of kit that we did talk about earlier, it's worth about 7k.
Yeah, right.
So even a heavy tape measure up on this dash sliding across and coming across can damage it. And we don't want to damage it, so we encourage no storage up on the dash. Plenty of storage in these eyes. There's 1, 2, and a big one here. So any storage that's needed inside the cab is usually accounted for. Cup holders, all that sort of gear is in here. You've also got like a knob that you'll see over there. That's for your auto lights. Like normal cars and everything like that, you can put it on the auto setting so the lights come on when it goes dark. Very similar on your toggle on that side just over here.
Over here.
So then we've got the left and right for your power mirrors. Each mirror on here is power and heated. So the top ones are powered. All 4 are heated, but the top ones are powered. So if you need to electronic, the bottom ones are spotter mirrors that you can adjust as needed. Hill start assist, because we're in a manual. They're not the old days of doing a hill starter over. You put your hill start on, this thing will stop and take off with the clutch application. So it won't roll backwards on you at all. Heated mirrors, cruise control. Now here's a tricky one. Cruise control's on. Exhaust brake is on. You'll see the light there for your exhaust brake and you'll see the light there for your cruise control. They don't both work together. Cruise control's trying to maintain your speed. Exhaust brake's trying to slow you down. They fight against each other, so they won't work. If you take that off, your cruise control will then work, which all your controls for your cruise controller on there. That's to reset your hill start assist. If it's taken off too quick or you're right at the top of the clutch before it lets the brakes go, that can adjust all the hill start assist, which is again inside your manual. Other than that, air conditioner settings are all pretty basic and the same as everything else that you've probably driven beforehand. Behind here, jack bar, all your jack bar and all your wheel replacement assistance are all here. Again, there's that storage that we'll talk about that I would prevent using that there if we can. And behind the driver's seat, we've got the jack.
Passenger seat.
Oh, sorry, passenger seat. We've got all the jack and everything there. So everything there is done. There's no DPF, no AdBlue.
Yeah, that's great.
So it does no burns on the side of the road. You don't have to add AdBlue to it. So if we have a crisis like we did last year, you guys are still on site.
Yeah, that's real good. Why is that? Is that just
they've got a different emission systems now? They used to have a DPF, a diesel particulate diffuser or diesel particulate filter, whichever way you like to say it, which did a burn, which accumulated all the carbon emissions inside the thing and then burned it off. Now, what they've done now is they've got a different catalyst called a diesel oxidization catalyst, which does the same thing but in a different way. It turns your hydrocarbons into oxygen, pretty much pushes it out the exhaust. So just a different way of emissions, which prevents you using AdBlue. No ISUZU has AdBlue, and prevents you having to worry about doing diesel particulate burns.
I like it.
So yeah, that's a very popular model, these 5.2 litre, just because of that reason. So yeah, very reliable, good truck. That's about my side of it. Any questions?
No, I think we're pretty good. Yeah, beautiful. There you have it.
The NQR, she can be rated at 2 as well. If you ever needed to down-rate this and put it into light rigid, this thing can always be re-rated down to 8 tonne.
Okay.
So it's a dual-rated vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we go on the big service body and stuff, so we're not actually sure, because this is our first truck, we're not sure exactly, once we've got all our gear in it and all our hose and everything, we're not sure what the weight is, so we went the heavier option.
So that means he needs to have medium rigid license for this one.
Yeah, he's got an MR. Yeah. Sweet. Thank you very much, Job.
We,
pleasure.
I added a little.
All right, we've signed all the paperwork. We are officially the owners. Pretty keen to jump in this and take it back to the crew and show the team. It's a new body for us, so let's see if we can get it dirty. See you back there.
See you, mate. Good luck.
Okay, so you come around, this is the curb side. So we've got most of the stuff that we'll be doing, or we need to do, if we do need to work on the side of the road or next to a haul road or something like that, then our door is not going to be open up into where there's oncoming traffic. So that's quite important that we're, well, not just the door, but where we're working, where we're standing is on this side. So you can see we've got most of the stuff we need to do our job. All our hose ends and stuff are going to be here. The hose will be at the rear of the vehicle, which we'll go and see in a minute. But we've got our hose cutting, got our hydraulic crimper. It's a 2-inch Ryco model. Any servicing or anything we need to do, all connected here with so 125 amp Anderson plugs by the looks of it, maybe 200 amps, I'm not sure. Some electrical up here. So you can see we've got some I'm pretty sure that is, yeah, that's what's coming in from the solar, or that's our voltage of our dual batteries. Not sure yet, but I'll have to have a look at the book and see what's going on there. We've got our inverter there, and you can see our protected outlets. So we've got full power, so we can charge or use powered devices. I think that's a 3000 watt from memory, red arc. We've got air here, very nice, beautiful. So we can turn on the air, and we can use clean out hoses and pellet chute hoses. But yeah, so we've got air, we're just blowing things down and cleaning stuff, maybe cleaning the truck. That's nice. So under here we've got a fair bit going on here. So I requested no fuses in this build. I wanted all circuit breakers, so if we do have a problem, we can come here, quickly locate it, reset the fuse. If it breaks again, we know we've got a problem. We can fix what the problem is and then go and reset it. Whereas if you've got a fuse, or you've got some big fuses here and you don't have spare fuse blades, it can be, painful to not have a fuse and need to get it going when you're out on the road. So we're a breakdown service. We need to make sure we've got all the stuff and all the design is to suit what we need. So we've got all isolators here. We've got a starter isolator, we've also got a body isolator, so we can isolate all them. We've got jump starting here as well, so 12 and 24 volt jump starting if we want to jump start vehicles, which we shouldn't really need to, but that was all sort of part of the spec on this build. It's all good. It's a nice little panel here. You can see it's all hinged, so we can undo some bolts up here, pull that down and get to all the wiring at the back. How neat is that? That is perfecto. Come down here, I think we've probably got some more storage. There's some more storage. As you can see, there's all like checker plate here, so we can stand on that and access our parts boxes. Beautiful. More storage up here. More storage up here. Guess we could probably jump in here if we wanted to. Not sure what you'd put up in there, but I'm sure the boys will find something to put in there. Nice little, neat little shelves up in here for knickknacks. You see up in the top corner, got some vents there, so I think you can just push them up. There you go. So if it's a bit of a hot day, you can pop them up. And then if you want to close them, just close them if it's a bit wet. Okay. I think they're all the crimpers and the book for our crimper. Okay, come around the back here. Hose storage. So long and big lengths of hose. We'll go the full length up the top of those tubes, obviously, and then come around, make a loop, and then go back down in there. So the body's 4.3 meters. We can have, 8.5, 9 meters of hose in one continuous length in there. So sometimes you can't just reel them up. So these shelves here are for our smaller hoses where you can roll them up in a little reel. Whereas when you've got big multi-spiral hose, they don't roll up so nice, and they're pretty hard to work with. So if you can keep them straight down the center, the technician can come and just pull those out as required. Over here we've got our trundle, double lock here, so if that fails, I guess. Yep. We've got a nice trundle there, 100 kilo payload in there, beautiful. Almost forgot this box. So what do you think is going to go here? Toolbox. So the technician will transfer his toolbox here. We do need to put some tie down points into here, but once we work out what box we're going to put in here, I think James has some ideas of getting a new toolbox. So whether he does or he doesn't, we'll just work it out, and we'll put some tie down points on there. Every door, or the back door and the two side doors, we've got work lights, you can see over there, and one here. And then under each door we have these little LED strips as well. So that lights up this work area quite nicely from the little test I did out of the dealership. So over this side, like we saw from the back, you can still see through there, but that's hose storage. So our 1/4, 3/8, 1/2 inch, 3/4 hose will all roll up in there. There might be some double ups in there if we need. Some more box storage. Again, you can step on that. That's a step. We've got our drop down vise. Oh. Okay, just, oh, look at that. Oh, what we got? Sorry, still a bit rusty. Me, not the truck. Alright, we've got a vise there. Beautiful, we can drop down. Technician can work over here. Not ideal having it on this side, but we've sort of run out a bit of real estate on that side. So if we're doing any sort of major works or that, we probably wouldn't be doing this on the side of the road. So it would be out in a quarry or out in on the customer's site where we're not too concerned about passing traffic. We'll put that back up. Press that in. Here, this is a nice, neat little feature. So in here, imagine working with hydraulics and dirty hydraulic hoses. This is just a waste bin. So we can put old dirty rags, oily stuff, oily hoses, whatever, fittings, chuck them all in there. Done. What else have we got? So oxyacetylene. So we'll have silver soldering on this truck. So we'll get some bottles ordered in for that. This is a rag box in here. Some more shelving, some more parts boxes. We need to obviously add some more parts boxes. We don't have enough. We'll get some more of them. What have we got here? Woo! What do you think this is? As it says, vehicle safety flag. So what that is, that's obviously like it's a mine spec build. So you can see a little coupling on the top here. That flag, obviously take it out of here, but you'll click it onto that quick coupling on there, and you've got high visual for quarry site when you're going up and over the piles and stuff. People can see and know where you are and you're moving. Pretty important. All right, over here we've got E-stops. So we've got our emergency stops here. We've got a fire extinguisher, dry powder type. We've got our wheel chocks. Yeah, I think that's probably about it for the body. I think over that side we didn't see, but you might be able to see through there. We've got a little water tank. Wash your hands. Beautiful. So that wraps up the build series on this beautiful new ISUZU NQR. Really happy with this. One of the features about the truck I really love, no DPF, no AdBlue. So new technology in the 5.2 litre engine. So really, really nice. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate all your support on the channel. If you'd like to see more like this or any other videos that you enjoyed watching, please put it in the comments below and we will endeavour to get you some content that you love. Thanks guys, cheers. So it's an ISUZU NQR 87, so 8.5 ton GVM. It's a pretty standard sort of truck. Nothing too flash there. Went with the manual. I'm a little bit old school and like to keep it mechanical rather than the automated type manual. Not really a fan of that, so we just keep it standard manual. You can see they've got the chassis runners there.
Well, we basically built it upside down to start with. So the shell, roof down, and then we put all the what we call the front wall quarter panels on, and the middle pillar, pretty much as you see in the drawing. So if you like, building it that way to start with. The floor will get built on the chassis. Once the body's pretty much all together, we'll flip it over and put it onto the floor, and then all the quarter panels and everything get all welded, all fully welded, dressed, ready for painting. And then in the meantime, underneath, all the underbody boxes will be going on. The rear bar, trundle drawer and everything will get built onto the floor as they're doing it. Yeah, and that's about it really. Goes off for paint, unassembled, doors and everything go off separately. It's just easier to paint it while everything's off, then it comes back to us, everything's painted, get it put together and start fitting it out.
And tell us a little bit about this design of service body, because I know this is quite popular with the home service guys. You build a lot now for your different different mobs. I know Ryco head office have ordered a few of these bodies on certain trucks as well. Well, why do you think this design is popular that you do?
It goes back about 20 years, so it's actually a little bit before us. We've just sort of tweaked it and probably strengthened it a little bit, so it's a bit more mine-worthy, if you like. But it was a company up in Newcastle. It's just a popular design. It's a good-looking body when it's all together. It really does go well with the size of the chassis.
And I think the aluminium design too is quite attractive because, as you know, the hydraulics game, all that stuff is heavy and bulky. So the GVM is something we really consider when we're sort of building a truck.
But once these are built and fitted out with all the shelving, and you put your crimper and your saw and everything, and you're around about 2 ton. So that's pretty good, especially if you've got a 7.5 or 8.5 ton rated vehicle. You've got loads of capacity for your stock. Yeah,
and so this is just a segment. So we're going to have another piece.
This is basically the front section. So you're looking at the front wall there. That's the front section of the roof. Because of the length, we can't get sheet or handle sheet that long. So basically, this is all tacked together now. We'll put it to one side. We'll do the rear section, and the rear what we class as a quarter panel, so the rear corners, and then we'll put it all together, weld the seam, put some more stiffening inside, and flip it over, ready to go onto the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's CNC cut and folded.
Yeah, you can just see the quality of these folds here. The body's not square; it's contoured to the shape of the. To sort of follow the cab shape as well, which really looks really good with the styling. And once it's all painted in white, we whack our stickers on there and comes up. Will come up a treat. So how much work's gone into this one, Steve, so far? Like how many? Is it a couple of days, or is this a week, or?
Yeah, there's usually a good week, maybe more, cutting and folding just to get all the parts ready.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not even including the internals yet. There's probably another week of all the shelving, all the racking that needs to be cut and folded. There's about 150 hours goes into making the shell.
Yep.
Ready for paint.
And that doesn't include, electrical fit out, paint.
Doesn't include electrics or putting the doors on, fitting it out, fitting out the shelving or anything. No, just the shell itself, about 150 hours.
Yeah.
All up, there's around about 350 hours of work.
So tell us a little bit about your background and about the company, just briefly. So you're the director here at Pacific Bodyworks?
Yeah, I own Pacific Bodyworks. Been going 19 years this year. Started out basically because I was sick of losing my job with other people.
Yeah.
And the last company went under and we managed to carry on with the customers. So majority of our work is government work for Sydney Trains and Sydney Water, Endeavour Energy, or your utility companies. That's the biggest part of our business, the smaller ute type bodies.
And that's nationwide, so you're delivering bodies?
This type of thing, and some of the corporate ones, they do go interstate as well. So my background is I'm a welder. So I was back in the UK, came out here in '91, welding tippers, and then came here to work for a company called Hockney Welding Fuel Tankers. And basically they closed and relocated in Queensland, and we stayed here, and a few years later started this business.
So 19 years you've been with Pacific, or you started?
Yeah, I started 19 years ago.
Yeah. I must say, from a customer's perspective, the whole process has been quite simple. I mean, I know it does help that we're going with a design that has been done in the past, and we just put our tweaks in it. But I think the whole process has been professional. The drawings have been to a high level, which is what you'd come to expect. I think you guys are a market leader in definitely the service body or the aluminium service body market for sure. And we've had our run of. I've been in hoses and fittings for 20 years now, and the steel bodies we run are just you do that and they're built to a price, but now we've sort of come to the next level now to basically improve the overall design. And I think with the advancement in aluminium body and what we can build and get out of a particular area, you've got a limited area in the service trucks. I think your design does really utilise the space well, and that's why we've chosen you guys. So I really appreciate all the work you've done so far, Steve.
No worries.
It's been a pleasure.
So as you can see, we're back from paint. All the boys are at lunch at the moment, so it's nice and quiet. So we've picked a good time to come back and have a look at this. Looking very, very good. Looking a bit like a service truck now. So we've still got the drawers and stuff to get fitted on. You can see all the doors are on. Painting's done. Toolboxes are on. Doors are on. Looking very good. We've still got trundle tray to go in. Put some work lights getting sorted up here. They're looking great. Beautiful. Have a look. Looking very good. So this is the driver's side. That's the step up, so you can stand on that step. Put our vise, swing down, hose storage over here. So that, without touching, yeah, will be dirty hoses or whatever else you want to put there, but it's all fully sealed, so we can put really shitty old hoses with a lid on that. Another shelf up here. Coming around the back. More hose storage. So what will happen here, we'll have long lengths. So we'll have the full length of the hose going that way. It'll loop back down, around into the bottom one. So we can have, it's 4.3 metre body. So we can have, 8.5, 9 metres of one length of hose. So that's for the bigger stuff, mould and spiral and bigger size hoses.
There's the lid that goes up there.
Oh, that's the lid.
Yeah,
Show us the lid.
Cut the hole out.
Look at that.
Yeah. And there'll be a hole here. So
Little holes, yeah. To pull that. That's beautiful.
put it away.
Great job, thank you. Trundle with a little safety lock. Look at that. Beautiful. Very nice. Come over to the business end here, so technician toolbox here. There are a couple of tie down points there. Yeah, 2-inch crimper. So Ryko crimper on this one. That'll slide out, so it's on its own slide. Looking good. Cut-off saw. Ryko, actually no, that's not a Ryko burner cut-off saw, that one. This one's a little bit more compact in design, so in a 24 volt. That's in a slide as well. Looking good. Inverter. RCD protected outlet, which is going to get mounted up on that back wall there. Looking real good. More shelving up the top there. Anderson plug. No fuses. All circuit breakers, resettable. All the safety stuff. E-stop. Water tank. Over there you can see our wheel chocks. Mine spec. Lights on all the doors.
We'll do some more lights up here. Do another light up here. So we've still got a little bit to put on the doors here. There's some franchise stuff here. Look at that. Beautiful.